Welcome everybody, Farm Sim Snowy here. In this video I'm going to show you how to grow grass, mow grass and make hay. So in this video I'm going to show you how to make hay. It's only going to be the sort of basics to get you going. We will go through a couple of ways to get there though, to make the hay, so I'll split this up into little sections. So we'll start off with showing you how to grow grass. You obviously have got grass already on most maps like this that you can mow, providing you own the land. But if you grow your own grass, you'll get a better yield and you'll get more from that field. And the advantages of growing grass is you don't get any weeds to deal with. So if you've got weeds turned on, you won't get any weeds on the grass, and it doesn't wither. So if you've got plant withering on, it won't matter, the grass will just stay there as it is. So first of all, like I say, as long as you own these, this is not a grass field, it's just the edges of the fields that we own. As long as you own this area, you can mow this grass if you so wish to. But like I say, if you grow your own grass on a field, you'll find the benefits are a lot better. So what you need to do to grow grass first of all is you need a seeder, which we've got there. Now I'm just using the basic in-game stuff. I haven't got any mods downloaded. So if you go into seeders, you've got all these ones to choose from, just basic in-game ones. I think we've got this one here. Some of them do fertilise as well as you seed, so that will give you your first stage of fertilising, because grass as well as most other crops does need fertilising. But once you've done the first stage of fertilising on the grass, you only then have to just do one fertilising stage every 3 harvests, and you will also have to lime every 3 harvests with your grass like all the other crops. So that bit stays the same, but instead of having to do 2 stages of fertiliser, once you've done the first stage, you then only have to do the second stage every 3 harvests, if that makes sense. So let's jump in to our tractor. I've already limed because none of these fields on this map, I'm on the mod test map because I thought it was easily set up for me to do this tutorial. None of the fields were limed or ploughed, so I've ploughed and limed half of this field, as you can see. And I've got my help menu on just to show you so it's easier for you to see. So I'll unfold the sower. You will need to turn the crop type of the seeder to grass. So I'm on PlayStation, I'm doing L1 triangle and changing at the bottom right hand side of the screen. I'm changing it and it's changed to grass now, so we're good to go. So we turn on the sower with the square button and lower it, and now you can just sort of see the different texture there. We're now planting grass into this field, and like I say, this seeder we're using does fertiliser as well, so it is giving it its first stage of fertiliser as we go. So I'll just do a small strip just to show you, and I've stayed away from the edges on purpose so that you can see the difference between the boundary of the field and what we've just done. So there you go, that is that. Now if we jump out the tractor, you can see this part that we haven't been across. There's nothing growing in it, it's not been fertilised. But if we come onto this area now, We've got grass there, it's growing, and it's 50% fertilised because we've given it its first stage. So if we come onto here, you can see it's been fertilised, and like I say, that half of that field has been ploughed and limed. That's why that side is red, because it needs ploughing. So what I'll do now is I'll skip forward time, so this grass is growing, and I'll just show you what it's going to look like. As you can see, I'll skip forward time. This was our field, and this is our strip of grass which has come through now. But what you'll have to be careful of is, obviously it's only had one stage of fertilizer, so it needs a second stage of fertilizer on there to get your maximum yield from it. And also, if we go down to grass and turn that on like so, you can see we've got the grass there. You won't be able to mow that grass yet until it goes to the yellow ready to harvest, like all the other crops. So as you can see, all these orange bits here, that is the grass that is around the edges of our fields. So that all that grass is ready to harvest, but our little strip is still growing there. You can see it's the green. So as soon as that goes to yellow, you can mow that grass. So next up is going to be the mowing. We're over here now, because if we run over here, we've got some grass growing already. So you can just sort of see the difference between the edge of the field. So you got the brown soil texture there. We skip over, that's the edge of the field now. So that's the field, that's off the field. So we've got some grass growing now, so the next stage is the mowing. You've got a few options really. Again, it's just the basic in-game stuff. So we've got this one, which is a side mower, and I'll show you these all working in a second. Then you've got this setup, which you've got sort of a front mower there, and then you've got this big mower that unfolds, and then it produces a wide cut as it goes. And then you've got this bad boy, which is an actual full-on mower itself. So again, that folds down, these strips there fold down either side, and it mows at a wide width. This is quite expensive though, so we'll look at these in the store in a second. So if we go up to tools and go to mowers, so this is the side mower that I first showed you. So this is probably your cheaper option to start off with, but it's not a very wide cut, it's only 4.3 meters, and it's called a side mower because when you unfold it, which I'll show you in a second, it swings out to the side of your tractor and you mow along like that. This is this setup, which you have to obviously purchase both of them or lease them. Again, reasonably expensive. The rear mower one is 8.4 meter, and then the big bad boy mower, as you go into vehicles, come down to mowers, it's the only mower in the game to start off with. As you can see, it's 380,000 to buy, but it will give you a 9.9 meter cutting width. So let's just jump in and look at this one. Again, I'll leave the help menu on so you can see. So if we do L1 and X, unfold the mower, as you can see it swings it round to the side like so. We'll come onto the field again, you can see the difference, you've got the brown texture of the field. So turn on the mower with L1 and square, we'll lower it down, and then off we go, we're mowing. So that's that one there. And then we'll go onto this setup. and you have to unfold these individually, so you need to select the right tool. So if we unfold the front one and we'll turn that on ready, and then I need to select the rear one, unfold that, and turn that one on. Again, if we go on to the actual field, so let's go back onto the front one and we'll lower that to the rear one, lower that, and then off we go. And as you can see, it does a wide cut because the front mower is doing the middle section and the rear one's doing that. It's two side bits. So that's that section. And some of the mowers, none of the in-game ones do, this one doesn't, but you can get modded ones that will actually straw swath for you. So you've got the option, instead of doing the wide cut like this, you can choose the option of straw swath dropping, and it will just put it all in one row. And luckily enough, this big fella here does that for us, so I can show you that one like so. So if we start it up like a normal tractor vehicle, we'll get over onto the field first. Right, same again. If you do L1 and X unfold mower, that will unfold everything together because it's all one unit. Now if you can see at the bottom of our help menu, it says selected work mode, wide spreading. If we do R1 and then L3, again these buttons are going to be slightly different if you're on PC or Xbox. So if we do R1 and L3, toggle work mode, we can now change it to swath dropping. Then we can have a left swath or a right swath, back to wide spreading. So what we'll do is I'll show you all of them actually. So the wide spreading is just going to be exactly the same as to our right. If I turn the mower on, it would help. So there you go, there's the wide spreading. Now if I toggle that to swath dropping and go forward, it brings that all into one strip in the middle, which makes it easier to collect. And then if you really want to, you can do a left swath, which does the strip in the middle, and then and it's obviously left means as you're looking at the mower like that. And then if we do right swath, it's just going to be opposite to what we've just done. And then if we select that again, sorry, widespread, there you go. So that is the mowing section. Now we're going to move on to the tedding, which turns the grass into hay. So here we are ready for the tedding section. I've already got some grass cut here. It comes as part of this map because it's a test map, which is really handy for videos like this for myself. So there's already some grass there. We've got a tedder there on the back. So if we go into tools, again it's just the basic in-game stuff, but you can get lots of different mods now. So these are the tedders, basic in-game ones. We've got this one here, the Pottinger. That's a 13 meter width. They're going to be all different widths. That one's 8.7 and the first one's 6 meters. They all do the same job, just different widths. And basically what happens is when we unfold it, which you'll see, these bits spin round, and when you lower it and go over the cut grass, it flicks the grass over. I believe in real life farmers would have to do that quite a few times to get the grass to turn into hay, because as it flips it flips the grass over, and the wet stuff on the bottom flips over to the top, and it allows it to dry. But obviously in game you only have to do this once, and you'll see the difference as you do it because the colour changes. So if we unfold the tedder with L1 and X like so, let's get a bit of a better angle. Again, like I say, this is quite a good width, this one. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can see. I'll go forward just so it's not so much grass everywhere. If we do L1 and square to turn it on, they're all spinning around, as you can see, ready to flip our grass over. Now if we lower it, so L1 and circle for me, as you go over this grass you'll see the difference. So at the minute we're quite a dark colour. There you go, it turns it into a more of a lighter green, and that is now hay. It's gone from grass to hay. It's that simple. And you can just go around all your field like this. Producing your hay. Like so. Nice and easy. Now the field just in front of us, again because this is the test map, that has already been turned into hay. So what we'll do is we'll now go to the windrowing part, where I'll windrow that field over there to our left, so that you can see how that's done. So I'll see you over there. So we've got our windrower here, again just a basic in-game one. If we go into tools and go to windrowers, these are your options to start off with. So it's, again, they all do the same job, but they're just different widths. So the first one's only a 4.6 meter, and they go right up to 9.1. That one's 14.8 actually, so that's the biggest one. We went for this one here, which is a 9.3 meter width, and all that does basically is look, it's basically the same as the big mower that we used last over there. It will just spin, those will spin round a little bit like the tedder, and it will just rake all this into one line, one swath, which makes it easier for us to collect. So again, if we do L1 and X unfold, and do L1 and turn on windrower, and we need to lower it again like the tedder, and you just basically drive over and it will flick all that into one swath, making it a lot easier for us to collect. But you can obviously collect it as it is like this, but it just makes it a lot harder and it takes longer for you to pick it up. So this reduces your time and effort by a considerable amount. So there we go, that is the windrowing section. So now we will go to the collecting. Basically you've got two options, well, two basic in-game options. You can use a baler, which obviously as you run over the hay it will bale it and put it into either square bales, which this one is, or round bales if you've got a baler selected, or you've got a loading wagon. So basically when you drop the pickup there, it flicks all of the hay, picks it up like a sort of vacuum, a hoover, and will flick it into the trailer and load it up like that. Hence it's called a loading wagon. So let's have a look at the balers first. So if we go in tools and baling technology, these are your basic in-game balers to start with. So there's quite a few options. They all will take grass, hay or straw, but obviously we're doing hay for this video. And then you've got these are all like wagons to use, but these are the three balers that you start off with in game, so you can choose any of them. I believe this is a round baler, this one. Yes, that is. That one's a square one, which is what we've got, and I think this is square as well, and that's got a wrapper on it as well, but it won't wrap the hay because it will register that it's hay. It will only wrap grass bales and turn it into silage, but that's a whole different ball game. And then the loading wagons, back into tools, up to loading wagons, and you've got these ones, basic in-game ones to start with. Obviously this is your cheaper one, which is what we've got. It's got a 23,000 litre capacity, so if you're just starting out or on a small farm, this will be ideal. And then they just get bigger as you go on and more expensive, although this one holds slightly more than that one, and it's 15,000 cheaper. So there we go. Right, let's do the baling first. So again, if we do L1 and X, unfold the baler, it just brings the back out, and then we turn on the baler with L1 and square, still holding L1, lower pickup, which drops that section there at the front. You can just see it's dropping and lowering like so, and then we just have to keep a straight line, run over to this, and there you go. And eventually that will turn that into a hay bale. Like so. As you can see, it's coming out. As you make more, it will push it out sort of more as you go. But I won't do any more because I want to show you that section with the loading wagon. But like I say, you can pick up, it is picking it up now, but it just takes you longer to do it that way. So it should push that bale out now at some point. Just going to do it now. There we go. It's free and it's out. That should drop to the floor any second. Drop to the floor. There we go. That took its time. But there you go, that's the baler. So then we'll run down and we'll jump in the loading wagon, which is a similar sort of procedure, like I say, with the pickup. So if we do L1, you don't have to unfold anything with this, you just lower the pickup. If I zoom in, L1 and circle, lower pickup, there it is. Turn on the forage wagon, L1 and square, and as we go over, that will flick all that up, and it's loading up our wagon now, as you can see. There you go. That's how you can collect your hay. And again, this will pick up this way as well, but it just takes longer to do it this way instead of windrowing it into one. There you go, that's a tutorial on how to make hay. I hope I haven't bamboozled you too much or waffled on too much, but if you have found it helpful and enjoyed it, please give us a like, and if you don't subscribe yet, then please do, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.